Center.
Are we going JC or are we going Green? Because I feel like we both share the same sentiments in terms.
I just want to see Green.
I do too.
It's gonna be JC though, probably, right?
I feel like it will be, but I wanted to be Green.
I can't wait till preseason, man, because maybe we could have more in-depth conversations about this. We could see JC at the beginning of the game, and we see Kendrick.
5 weeks away.
Yeah,
5 weeks away, man. We got our first game, and those guys will definitely be playing in those games. So that's gonna be good. And I wonder with Banner when we see him in the preseason, because you remember he was still recovering from the ACL, right? So we know he wasn't doing any of the practice stuff, but he was still obviously out there. So I want to know, like, is he playing in that first preseason game, or do we got to wait till like the third one to see him? Like, when do we get to see that? Because that's gonna be critical. That's the one right there. That's
confidence level in JC.
Yeah,
I just like Green better, so I have more confidence level in him. Like, that's who I want to be starting.
Okay.
We spent a 3rd round pick on him. I like his highlights and his bruising mentality that he brings to the table. But yeah, if JC, I'm not feeling as confident. If we're comparing to last year, JC versus Pouncey. I know you said, wouldn't you'd rather have Pouncey still?
Absolutely.
Coming into this
because
year.
The thing is, I can show you the snaps, and that's what everybody points to. That's the thing that sticks out as the sore thumbs. But on a play-by-play basis, if we're talking about, did you make this run block and make sure your guy didn't make the tackle? Did you pass block and make sure your guy didn't have a pressure, didn't cause any type of disruption? Play by play, Pouncey was the better player right there. So that's my thing. Like, I mean, it's easy to go hot topic because when a guy snaps it over your head and then you lose the way that they lose, we're all pointing fingers. We're always looking for people, right? And we know that people, if they're not going to put it on Ben, they typically go to the next people, and they go Pouncey, or they go Connor, or they go Randy Fiegner. We got that. But if you watch the tape, Pouncey was still the better player. And that's where I think people forget. There's just such a bad feeling because of that play, because of that game, that everybody's mindset is just, oh yeah, this dude is done. Anybody can be better than him. And I'm like, that's not necessarily the case, man. It's not how that thing always works, baby.
Yeah, I'll just say confidence level in the center position compared to the other ones, probably fourth. Probably fourth. JC, yeah, not as high on JC. More pumped about Green, though. We haven't seen him play, but I'm more pumped about that because we spent the 3rd round pick on him.
I'm pumped for Green. I think that, once he gets caught up and he's ready to go, I think that's the breath of fresh air. I like him a lot. JC or BJ Finney, I don't want to disrespect either one of those guys, but we both know that they're limited. That's the issue with them. Undersized, limited. Now, I feel like BJ's a little bit bigger than JC, but they're both still smaller guys, built more like we talked about the zone blockers versus man blockers, right? They're more zone block style guys, man, in terms of smaller, quicker players. Excuse me, but Kendrick Green has to be that guy. So confidence level in Kendrick, very confident in Kendrick. Not crazy confident, but very confident. Because I just think that he'll be able to adjust to snapping, and I like what I saw on tape in terms of how he moves, how he blocks, the physical nature that he plays with. JC, BJ, about midway. Can I give him that?
Yeah. Sure. What would you
What
would you do if you were the coach? Would you just, like, if Green? It's tough because you don't want to say, oh, if he's not ready, you obviously wouldn't play him. But like, if it's close enough, and you're just like, hey, I want to give Green the chance.
If it's close, I'm going Green. Like if it's but Coach Tom will do that as well. Coach Tom will tell you anytime, man. If it's close between a rookie versus a veteran or a starter or something like that, he'd like to go with the rookie. And I agree, man. I would definitely go with, if it's close coming into that last week of preseason, yeah, I'm going with Kendrick Green, man. I'm gonna ride with this young fella. He's gonna gain even more experiences as we go through there. But it has to be close. If it's not close, and I don't think it's going to be close from a physical standpoint, we're talking mental. That's the part that's going to dictate the closeness, because physically, Kendrick is going to be more gifted than JC or BJ. Physically, he's going to be stronger. He's going to be faster. He's going to be able to move people a lot better. That's not what we're questioning. The mental is what we're questioning, because you can be the strongest, the most athletic player in the world. If you don't know what you're doing, if you don't understand technique, if you don't understand the way plays are designed, it's not going to matter. And that's the thing that we got to see with Kendrick. And I haven't seen enough of, it's not like I could go back and watch like tape on his mini camp practices. So I can't even go and look to see like, all right, how does that look all the way there? But 5 weeks away, man, from the preseason game, man. So we'll definitely be able to see it then. But that's the part for me, man.
Chances of him beating out JC in preseason, like, what percentage do you put on that compared to maybe some of the other rookie battles of like with Buddy Johnson at inside linebacker, we got Dan Moore potentially at left tackle. Do you think that's the most likely?
Man, this is tough. See, because I don't know JC like that. Like, but I'm assuming JC is going to have to be a very smart player if he's beating out BJ Finney, and I know BJ Finney knows his stuff.
So it's not out of question. You think BJ?
Right. That's because
he might get the starting
That's
spot.
what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that we forgetting about him, but in Pittsburgh they like BJ a lot.
Okay.
That's the thing too, man. So I'm still.
Do you think he's the most likely rookie though? Outside of Pat,
outside of
Najee?
Pat and Najee, yeah, I think he's most likely to start.
Because Pat, I mean, we're not saying he's beating out Ebron, but he's gonna
be tight end too, though.
Right, it's gonna be some type of formations that we use both of them.
And I don't see Buddy beating out Spillane or Vince, or if we were to sign another guy inside linebacker, I don't see Buddy beating those guys out.
Dan Moore versus Chooks.
That's interesting, but that's just interesting. That's interesting.